Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's TK, and today we're going to be taking a look at our Fireball Rockaloon army, which I have modified and I brought you here today. Now, this army is a bit interesting right now because of the Totem spell. Guys, this spell is honestly really well designed. It's super easy to use and it's very effective. So let's dive into these replays and see how I crush bases. Now, the first base we have right here. This is the base actually I just saw this morning on Wolfie, and yeah, it was on his Twitter page. So I was like, wait, what the hell? How did he run it today? So he might be in Wolfie's like membership or something. I don't know, but in general, this is a very adjusted base to right now, whatever the meta is. And yeah, what we're gonna do is to take down this expo right here with a few Rockaloons. That means obviously we need to take the mortar, invis for the Rockaloons, they go and take down the expo, and now the Flame Flinger will have a very juicy value. But honestly, I should have started the Warden first, because on this attack, I wanted that Rage Tower from the top side. Yes, that's a long way. So that's why I should have started the Warden, then do the Flame Flinger. Regularly, you're gonna see me, I always place the Flame Flinger nicely. I'm sure it's gonna work. I'm sure there is no traps, and then I start the Warden, and it doesn't really time fall, to be honest. So always make sure the Flame Flinger is safe and sound, then start the Warden, unless you're doing such long Warden walks. So, few Rockaloons for the Archer Tower. I really want to take a few of these defenses down to make sure the pathing is narrowed down. Skeleton Spell, I really wanted to tank the Monolith, but unfortunately it just locked onto the Warden, and in Legends, even if a Monolith and a Multi-Inferno is on you, it does not matter. Your Warden will get through it. Rage Spell for the Warden to get through everything a bit more quicker. And now, this is where I'm thinking of my invisibility spell drops. We need to have a good drop. After that, guys, honestly, look at the lower side. CC, we got the long shot, we got fire spitters, which hopefully will go down to the fireball. But then we got literally 4 enemy heroes. So let's see how the totem spell works against them. The Flame Flinger on the right side though, doing amazing. I really wanted to go a bit more lower, but it's coming too deep. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, man. Going with that Ice Block on the Warden, invis, and we're gonna go with the Fireball once I'm sure the Fireball will hit the middle. Everything is done and the Invis Tower is active. This is where we need to start quickly, because guys, honestly, on the clock you can see 55 seconds for around 45% of the base. That's crazy quick attack. So CC comes out. I will go with the poison very soon. The long shot is doing his thing. King ability goes off. We're gonna take down that spell tower behind the town hall. RC through the left, wizard and minion for the cleanup. I want to narrow everything down so we finish on the town hall. RC going with that invisibility on her. We do have the haste wall, which is crucial. Now take a look at this backend. This totem will tank for everything. The multi-archer tower, the minion prince, that long shot, our ability goes off. I have another totem which I will tank on top of the minion prince. Another totem. This is insane. This amount of totems, and they're still alive, by the way. They're crazy. So this backend, it's so easy to get through once you have the few of those totem spells, because you can actually tank for your RC haste wall, or your Warden, or your Queen, or your Rockaloons. It's amazing how many different things in one army you can use with the totem. Up next, we are going to have a bit more separated out version of a base. So spread version, let me tell you like that. It's also edited. They do have the multi-wizard towers or the super wizard towers. They do have the long shot. Look at that, man. Insane, man, insane. But looking at fireball values, obviously there is like this area on the top side, but then looking at the Flame Flinger values, I can see the 2 mortars down here. The other side of the base really doesn't give much. There is heroes on the top side, as you can see. There is expos on the left and right. So the only place really is the lower side. If that one was also covered by a hero, I would then most likely choose my siege barracks or something, so we wouldn't go with the Flame Flinger. Now I can't really show you the Flame Flinger and the Warden at the same time, but let's more focus on the Warden. The Flame Flinger is just gonna do his thing. So the Warden area, this is where you can either go with a quick fireball or you can go with a long fireball, but I actually was in between. I was like, do I go for quick one, do I go for long one? And I got scared here, I think, and I dropped the totem on my Warden. I thought I'm dropping that ice block. They look so similar, and the totem just got absolutely swagged here. and it wasn't even in front. I should have probably dropped it in front, even if I wanted to drop the ice block. At least it would have done something. Rage spell goes on here, and as you can see, we used quite a few spells just to get a few defenses, which is crazy. But now, the skeleton spell to tank for the long shot. Warden quickly lock onto him. Absolutely amazing. Look at a builder 3D model. Insane. Not everyone really talks about it. King and Queen, we're going to drop it into 2 different compartments, because if you drop 2 of them into one area, they're just going to get stuck, to be honest, behind Clan Castle and a lot of damage. So why not spread the damage? Warden is going to go to the right, King is on the left, and the Queen is on the lower side with an Ice Golem and the Giant. Now, another attack you're going to see, I actually use the mirror, but that Giant being able to help the Queen at the beginning due to the Giant arrow, it's really nice and easy. Now, look at that core. I know a lot of people be like, yo, I'm scared of that defense. What do we do? Like, we need to take it out quickly. Let me fireball it. Let me RC charge it. But guys, take a look at what we have. We have a totem and 2 invisibility. I'm going to manage to make sure the RC is in one path. So obviously, because she's a bit more to the outside, we don't need these spells too quickly. Now it's time we go with an invis, but look at this. Like, literally, the RC is about to die, but the core has a monolith and that defense. Now look at this. I'm going to pop the ability, drop a totem. Now this way, this RC can really drag everything inside this base with an invis spell to try to manage to completely wreck that core of the base, helping the Warden to the cleanup, helping with the Rockaloons from the sides. And obviously, we even swagged the totem at the beginning. If I didn't swag that, I would drop it at the lower side, so when the RC is charging into that area, nothing will really hit her, and I would keep my invisibilities for the core in case the RC dies, or there's a tornado, or there's giant bombs, so the Warden can finish the base off. These totem spells give you a lot more variety to choose between. Are you going to go with an invis on the RC, or do you rather take some damage from the totems and keep the spells for your Queen or the Warden? It's really clean how it works. Now, next base. This might be the hardest attack I've done today, because it was so scary. This guy is upgraded a bit. He has the defenses. He has the new defenses. He has a proper base layouted for today. But let's see how I take it down. It's a very toxic base. I'm not gonna lie to you, because of one reason, and that is this area with the multi-gear tower is so juicy. So if you want to go with a fireball, technically you are then diving into a level 5 long shot with double fire spitters. If you don't have a recall, it's a wrap, and you're gonna see what happens. You're gonna see the decision makings you need to be making and the totem spell importance. So let's go into this monolith area. It looks already so scary with the heroes and double expose. If double expose and monolith suddenly lock onto you and there is like a 1 spring trap, literally 1 spring trap, you are cooked. So I'm not risking that. I'm going with an invis, loons, rockaloons to try to narrow down the Warden pathing, going with the totem spell right in front of here, not in front of the multi-gear tower, but in front of the enemy heroes. So my Warden doesn't go crazy like going, oh my god, I'm gonna hit the minion prince, no, I'm gonna hit the king, oh no, the multi-gear tower is locked on. We don't want that. So double invis, going with the juicy fireball, and boom, that area is gone. But now time is going to be an issue, first thing, and the second thing is the long shot. Guys, the bad thing about the long shot is that it doesn't show you that it's targeted the Warden. Look at this. The heroes have that little question mark when everything gets closed. But the long shot, look at this. It just targets. And you think it's going around. But look at the damage this guy's doing. Bro, it's crazy. But now the problem is, the Town Hall doesn't go down with RC. So either of these 3 heroes need to get the Town Hall. I do not have the Queen capacity to get it. I do not have the King capacity to get the Town Hall. And guess what? The Warden will get cooked. So what is the plan? The plan is to risk it all and finish on the Town Hall. That totem spell distracted this defense, or obviously the Guardian. So the Guardian is now locked onto so many random things, like the Phoenix, like the Booger. It's going to lock onto the healers. My warden and queen are now safe, but we're gonna drop the RC in an area to try to cut everything up for the town hall and grab the backend defenses. The CC, I know it was in such a weird area, but overall the base was set up just to be able to defend today. This CC did not matter too much because the entire base was set up perfectly as a Town Hall 18. That's what they're trying to achieve without the base being locked. Going with an Invis spell and absolutely wrecking this base now. You saw what happened, so do not panic. You saw my warden started from 3 and finishing on 9. It's insane how much he went around the base and how the queen was alive even though we had the giant arrow. So, what do you guys think? Do you think this spell is really worth taking in every army? I honestly think so. Whatever army you have, you can take this. It's really helpful. But let's move on to one last hit because that one is also a bit interesting. So, we're gonna have the next base here again with the long shot. And now we have obviously the rage and the poisons. So, this is obvious with the fireball, right? But I don't really quite go for the core because I thought the multi-inferno and the Teslas here might really annoy me. But one thing I'm gonna do is again to set a flame flinger. Simple as that. A few defense is always really good. 2 defense maximum is really good. Warden a bit more sided, especially with the healer, so the multi-inferno doesn't target us. And now you can see, I wanted to go with test for some Teslas. If there were, I would have covered them with the invis. But once they're not, I'm more free of my fireball and the invis spell. Going with that fireball ability and boom. Unfortunately, I thought I'm going for the core, but I missed these 2 defense with the earthquake. I could have placed it way better. Going with an invis, going with the furnaces, and now we have to add the headhunters. The totem spells on this attack are, I believe so, is mainly going to be using to tank the town hall and the RC. That's what I think I remember properly, if I'm not mistaken. I did attacks a few hours ago. So, warden going forward, there's still a lot of damage. You don't have to start with the Sui just yet because the warden will get cooked. And by the way, in this attack, my warden actually did die. So, a lot of people, when they lose the warden, they just end up failing. This is legends as well, so the modifiers are there. But let's see how I did. Now the totem is going to tank for that expo, it's going to tank for the multi-archer tower, it's going to tank for the scatter shot and also the multi-gear tower. It was a decent totem. It wasn't like the most craziest value ever, but it's just something to make sure you don't spend too many spells or too much in, what do you even call that, like you're not too nervous. Whenever I want to drop my heroes, if the warden isn't under so much damage, I drop a totem. But now, unfortunately, he dies. And he didn't get much value, to be honest. The right side is remaining, so I was trying my best to take it down with a few rockaloons. The queen here, I do have that mirror. So I'm still working around seeing which one works the best. Skeleton spell, but look at this, man. The long shot just absolutely wrecked the super minions. We got some rockaloons on the lower side and I have a totem spell. Let's see where I used him because this long shot is actually annoying that giant. If it was a level 5, it would be crazy. One totem right here, but unfortunately I missed it. So yeah, overall I would say the totem spell is very good in general. You can definitely be like a bit new to it, just like me. It's not like every attack it's gonna give you the craziest value. Sometimes you might, just like me, accidentally drop that ice block or the totem instead of the ice block. So yeah, there is certain things about it, but honestly I don't see a version where I'm like, oh man, I wish I didn't take the totem, if you know what I mean. So that's something you usually get up to with the recall spell or with the revive spell. You're like, oh man, is it really worth it? Did I get the value? But with the totem, that the new spell is just, you're never really gonna ask that question from yourself. So that is when something is very good and it's very healthy to use it, to be honest. But yeah, overall, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys later. I have a new army for you and it's going to be super interesting for tomorrow's video, hopefully. And yeah, I will see you there. Take care and peace.